Okay, it is 9:37 a.m. and I had a trade with RMSL. I want to see what it can continue to do over a longer period of time. I don't like how it's starting to do this spread right here, and we do have a big seller that just showed up at 43. To me, whenever a stock is uptrending or trying to uptrend, if it starts to try to uptrend with a really wide spread, this is a lot better. Now we have a person here at 428 that just got taken out, but I just don't like it when it starts trading with a spread because it just makes it seem like they're trying to really desperately trying to get it to uptrend. So what they do is that the ask lifts up greatly, but nobody is jumping in at the bid. Although there was that one point right there when somebody did jump in at the bid. I'm very happy with the way I traded it. Maybe I could have held even better, but overall, I think I'm happy with it. I bought this stock. Why did I buy it? Well, as you can see the previous day right here, the highest 413, and the idea was is that this is the morning, it's going to uptrend, and the fact that it is having a morning spike and try to break the previous day high and then maybe do a continuation, which would be ideal. Now it's actually trying to uptrend. I don't like the big seller there, but I guess we'll see if they can do something about it. I was in at 932 at 418. So 932 was right here, 418. I got in right when it looked like it was going to do it. And just, it made the spike all the way up to here, 417. And then it looks like here it was going to break this level 417, 418, then continue the option. But what I ended up doing was just have two candles of, I guess, consolidation right at the highs. A little uneasy, especially because VWAP was way down here at the time. And just to play it safe the next minute, because I thought it was going to do it right then and there, and it took a bit longer, I did sell not all of my position, but less than half of my position at 416 for a tiny loss. Yeah, right here at 416. I did sell a piece just because I thought, maybe it ran out of momentum and now there's a bunch of big sellers at the ask. It might not try to do it. So let me just sell, a portion of my position so that if it actually fails and it starts to downtrend and I have to cut the trade for a loss, at least I gave it a chance because, again, the idea is that I only sell a piece. And if it fails, I'm only going to cut a small piece for a loss. It's not going to be an entire position. And if it continues the uptrend, well, at least I gave myself a sell right here and some more patience. It's really trying to do it. It's not that bad. When I got out, it was looking kind of ugly, but now this isn't too bad, although that seller there, we're having a hard time getting the 43. It could try to do it. And I did sell ultimately the rest of my position at 423. That was at 936. Right here at 936 at 423. I just didn't like the price action anymore. The only thing I could have maybe have done better was perhaps draw a trend line. So maybe like from right here to this candle right here, right, if it lets me. And then at that point I was going to end up cutting it right here anyway in this red candle when it breaks under this uptrending trend line. I could have drawn a trend line and I could have held on to my last portion a bit longer, but I would have gone out of it right here. And I guess it would have been more likely that I could have sold for a higher price than I did right here at 423. Again, just drawing a trend line from here to here and then selling when it breaks under the trend line. I could have sold for more. Somebody dumped a lot of shares. I'll continue to see what this thing can do over a longer period of time. Yeah, the big seller's still there, but we still have some support, but I gave it a pretty good try. I don't think I'm up very much. I only traded 5,000 shares because normally with a $20 risk level, I'm going to trade 20,000 shares. But if it trades with a spread, I trade 10,000 shares. And if the spread is really wide, and especially in this case when it's in the morning, I'm going to trade even half of that, which is 5,000 shares, because maybe worst case, I'm in at 932 right here, and then, it just has a big sell-off and it starts to have a morning panic, and I'm out at 36, and that will be horrible. And I don't have that much experience trading morning spikes compared to morning panics. But that was my mindset with that. I think I traded it well. Again, I could have just had a trend line right here to sell maybe the last piece a bit better. That's really about it. I haven't been looking at anything else. Yeah, I'll make an update later. But right now, that was it. That was just one trade with RMSL. Okay, it is 9:47, and this big panicking price action probably happened because of this big seller that showed up at 42. Just probably scared everybody out of there. I wasn't watching this too much. I was adding my trade to my trading journal thing, and yeah, again, the only thing I could have done better was I probably could have sold much later here because this is when it would have broken the trend line. But if it were to have continued to follow it, maybe I would have given myself more of a chance to sell for a profit. I don't feel bad anymore that I had my risk level. It wasn't 36.5. I had it actually according to a $20 risk level. I was gonna cut it for sure if it were to have broken under this 4 level, and then I would have been now at 38. Now that it's at 39, it doesn't seem that unrealistic anymore to have had such a wide risk level. That's pretty cool. I just wanted to update as to what happened to this pattern, and it's not working right now. Sure, it can try to uptrend some other time later, but I don't like this price action. And if it continues to drop really massively, this thing could be a morning panic bounce play, and I'll be looking forward to that as well, and I could try to trade that. It is 9:53 a.m. and this was a very quick turnaround. I wasn't able to be a part of it in time, although maybe if I was a bit more aggressive, I could have been in at this 37 level. It did do like a panic, and it was nice because it was playing near the bottom right here of the market open, and it's also like a level right here, a nice round number of 36. So I wasn't able to be a part of this, but in theory it could have been in 10,000 shares. I don't like how it's already starting to downtrend, and it trades with a really wide spread at times, which is why I have 10,000 shares. But it's not so wide that, it's like in the morning where I really don't know if this thing could just turn around and be a panic. And I had just 5,000 shares. So I'll continue to watch it. Maybe if it can try to uptrend and then come back near the lows and then hold that and then start to show signs of a reversal, I might be a part of it. Otherwise, I missed this setup, and I'll make an update later. Okay, it is 10:12. I want to go over the setups. RMSL, I don't like this price action right here. I don't like how there's a lot of sellers. There's a million share seller here, another one here, and there's one right there just under a million shares. I would like it. I mean, considering where it is on the daily chart, maybe it won't happen today, but it would be super nice if it can have a panic. All of these guys with a lot of size, they just start to panic sell their shares and make it like a really big move towards the bottom, and then that could be like a really nice bounce play to trade off of. Pretty salty that I missed this one, but that's fine. And NWBO, I was watching this one because it kind of had this move right here under VWAP, and it kind of came up here. And ideally, this one can continue the downtrend and then get below VWAP, and then maybe play around this 70 cent level, and perhaps that could be a setup. And then this one, I didn't trade it. I was considering it, but this one worked out with SYXX. It wasn't too bad. Not really the best when you look at a daily chart, but I like how it had a move right here, and then it sold off, right? And then it had an uptrend, and they didn't get to VWAP, but it downtrended one more time, and it got near the lows. And this was a point where I could have bought at 59, and I'd be up just a little, right? But I would have given it a good chance, perhaps. Maybe I would have sold it for more, but this one wasn't too bad. So I'll continue to be watching these two, but I think maybe the most probable one for a setup could be NWBO. None of them have to play out, and I'll make an update later. Okay, it is 1:06 p.m. and I want to make an update. This is probably the last update before the market close. I just don't see anything else in terms of setups, but I did have a verified cancel to buy 600 shares at 70 and a half. That was at 10:56. I was watching it because it was doing that thing that I wanted it to do, where it had this dip under VWAP, it uptrends, and then it downtrends, and then it gets under VWAP, and I had a trend line here as well, and I thought, okay, well, it can try to play off of this 70 cent level and then maybe continue the uptrend over a longer period of time. Maybe it can even try to reverse, but this one did not do it, as you can see, but I was still interested at 10:56, which was right about here, 10:56, and I did place an order. I didn't get filled, and then I canceled it because then I didn't like the price action anymore. And as you can see, looks like just 2 minutes later, somebody dumped a bunch of volume, so it was showing that topping action that it was doing back here. So the pattern didn't play out, which is fine. I did attempt to buy it at a moment when it looked like it was going to do it, but then at the same time, it started to look really bad, so I got out of it. There hasn't been anything else, although SYXX did do this nice thing where it broke past VWAP here and it uptrended much longer, but this was kind of a hard stock to trade. I don't really like it that much. It did break this level right here. Maybe if I was watching it, I could have considered trading this, but that is really it with that one. And RMSL, unfortunate that I did miss out on this. I guess you can call it a morning panic bounce play. Ideally, tomorrow it can offer a morning panic bounce play setup as well, and it doesn't continue the downtrend and take away opportunity today. And yeah, that is really about it. Just no nice setups. The thing with NWBO didn't work out. Unless I happen to trade something and something pops up, this is probably the last commentary before the market close. Okay, it is 11:13 p.m. and I'm here to call it off. Overall, I am up on the day just a little, $1.10, and it was basically a scratch trading RMSL, which was again the setup way back here. I still have a screenshot of it, essentially trying to be a part of the previous day high breakout level, and it was pretty good for what it was, and I did give it patience. I did sell in 2 pieces, which is a step in the right direction, and that can help me be more profitable over a longer period of time. Unfortunately, I missed out on this. If I were to have traded this, maybe I would have had like a $15 plus day, which would have been pretty cool. Ideally, this thing can have maybe a morning panic bounce play tomorrow, and that will be something I will be interested in. Nothing with this one, and then NWBO again did that thing where it just kept fading. It did turn around ultimately, but this is not what I was interested in. I wanted something very quick and brief, kind of like SYXX maybe. This one uptrended nicely, and I'll be watching it. If it can break past this 8 cent level, that would be pretty cool, but it looks like it did sell off, and it tried here and it failed. That's it for today. I think I did pretty well, and I was very sleep deprived. I'm not sure if it was noticeable in the video, but yeah, I'll be looking at RMSL for any potential morning panic bounce plays as well as the other stocks. That's all I have for today.